offices of St. Mary Magdalene now, and we are talking about day 4 of building the domestic church, our second to last one in this series, and we are going to talk about the saints today. So we talked about building our altar, we talked about reading the scriptures, we talked about, what did we do yesterday? Prayer. So we talked about prayer yesterday, and so now any church, be it domestic or universal, it's made up of people. And even in your home, even though we're not here together, the saints and angels, they can't be stopped. You can't stop them. They are in a class of their own. And so they permeate creation. They are always around. God gives them access to go and mediate his grace all throughout creation. It's just the way he did it. Can Jesus do everything? Yes, of course. Did he choose to do everything? No. You, 2 by 2, go out and do this. You, come here, take this food. Go take this to the people. Yeah, I could do it, but I'm not going to. He mediates his grace through creation, principally through his people, those made in the image and likeness of God. And so even as you see here, I don't know if you can see behind me, this is Raphael's disputation of the Eucharist. This is Raphael, when he paints all this, he goes through and he has this image of all the angels and the saints, and those of us who are fighting here. He has these different levels, all here in the center, adoring the Eucharist. This is kind of in communion how we are all here. But this is how it all is. So even in the domestic church, you have the angels and saints who are at your beck and call. So just as in the home altar, we put those out as reminders. It's out of sight, out of mind. Don't let them be out of sight or out of mind. So here, for example, even in my office, I kind of collect all these different pieces. I got little trading cards, also known as prayer cards. These little prayer cards that either I'm given over time. This is our St. Mary Magdalene one that somebody gave me that's here, that you kind of keep out. So in different places in your home, as you'll know, you'll be in different areas. This is one St. Rita that was given. I always like St. Rita because I used to play baseball, and someone told me one time that she was the patron saint of baseball, and I believed it. I've never fact-checked it. It gives you something to do. Go fact-check it. Or someone gives you this big one, and you kind of keep it out. This is John Vianney, the Cure of Ars, the patron saint of parish priests. So someone gave me this for my ordination. I need a little more hair, but we both got this little thing going on here in the center. Well, there you go. Anyway, out of sight, out of mind. Don't let them be out of sight or out of mind, because in reality, they are all around. They are here to help us and guide us. Maybe another idea is that, there's a Lives of the Saints, and I forgot my book, but there's this book. There's any number of books about the saints. There's ones for kids, and they love it. They eat it up, read all the different stories. There's those for us older people. Butler's Lives of the Saints, for example, and it has each day, and it gives you a long lives bio about the life of a saint. Keep that out. Keep it around so that you walk up and somebody sees, oh yeah, who's the saint for today? You can kind of see who's going on or what's going on there. I forget who... Paula Clare, St. Clare, who is the day in Butler's Lives of the Saints? I'll have to look it up. You can look it up. Butler's Lives of the Saints, April 2nd. Who is it? Another one. Maybe you do something crazy. Think of, maybe you pray a novena, like 9 days of prayer. You can ask a particular saint for an intercession, which you said for 9 days of a novena. And maybe you pick before someone's birthday, 9 days before a child's birthday, or 9 days before an anniversary. And you start a novena, maybe to the patron saint of your child, or your own patron saint, or a particular one that you have a devotion to. Maybe that's a way that you pick something and say, okay, family, or okay, spouse, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pray a novena. Maybe that'll be the first time your spouse has ever heard that from you. Well, there you go. Now you're starting something new. All right. Maybe you read a saint bio every Sunday before Mass. So maybe you pick a saint from the week and you read it on the way to Mass or before Mass as a way to inculcate, as a way to bring yourself into the cult of the saints, this greater vision of the church. So take a look at yourself. Pick a devotion. What's something you're interested in? What's something you need help with? Who's someone that, I forget, I need to look up here to this main top part. Who's someone that stands out as a role model for you in your life? Begin to ask for their help and aid. St. James says, ask for the intercession of someone else. Pray for each other. Those sins are, the prayers we hear in St. Paul of a righteous person are powerful and effective. St. Paul says that death cannot separate us. So we are connected to those who have gone before us. Use them. They are here, the angels and the saints, given to us to be used in a good way. Not like taken advantage of. So I encourage you to do that. Use the saints. They are part of the domestic church. Let them guide you. Let them protect you as you move along. I highly encourage it. So in the days to come, let them be your guide. For now, we have one more day tomorrow and our 5th day of building the domestic church. And then we'll move to a different theme next week. All right, good seeing you. Check you later.